ABC. Conklin Company with 13 ABC Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First with what's happening behind the headlines. And take 3, our panel of political analysts.
Morning, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Conklin Company. Coming up on the program today, taking to the field to honor our true American heroes. The softball extravaganza coming up in just a couple of weeks. That includes some former Detroit Tiger greats, some local celebs are going to be here too, but most importantly, our wounded warriors, the incredible amputee softball team, just tremendous athletes. And we'll talk to some folks who really want the community to get involved and wrap their arms around this major event coming up in just a few weeks. Also on the way today, how you can support an organization that's really front and center in the battle against blood cancers. We'll talk with a representative of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, the Northern Ohio chapter. But first, Toledo goes global in its effort to spur up business, not only here, but across the world. Or in this case, the world comes to us. We're talking about Five Lakes Global, bringing in some 39 companies from Italy. Scott Prephan, Five Lakes Global, and Gionata Lazzaretti,
perfect
business consultant.
Nice
the
to meet
two major players in bringing this Italian business forum to Toledo. And now it's kind of in the rear view mirror here, guys, as we tape here on Friday. But Scott, I'll start with you. How'd it go? How's it going?
It went wonderful. I mean, I exceeded my expectations, and I think the expectations of a lot of other people as well. You know, to bring 39 companies here, there were some reservations about, you know, are they really bringing that many here? Is there substance to the companies that are coming? But you know, the community, you know, support was just unimaginable at all levels, both at the government levels, at the corporate levels, with respect to sponsorship and participation. It was tremendous.
Gionata,
yeah,
that's okay? We
yes,
said it
it's
correctly?
okay. It's okay.
From your end, you're the representative across the pond, kind of working with Scott to bring all these companies here.
Yes.
How'd you do it? 39 companies hopped on airplanes, came over here and taking a look at our town. How'd you get it done?
Last Saturday, I bring with me 39 companies, and we started this job 4 or 5 months ago with Scott, with the Scott and Scott team, for to try to bring a lot of company here. And day by day we have built a great situation, and with the support of the community in Toledo and all the team and all the Toledo town, we have created a great job. Great job.
How'd you sell it? How'd you sell Gionata to bring the companies here, Scott? You know, sell our town.
You know, we spent a lot of time talking the last year and a half, and primarily we concentrated on the strengths of the region. And our strengths within this region, logistically speaking, are second to none. You know, the cost of doing business in Toledo is very attractive to our foreign investors and companies, as opposed to living on the east side coast, the west coast. And thirdly, our proximity to the largest population base within the United States within a one-day drive. We have more rooftops, we have more customers. You know, it might be a little sexier on the East Coast and the West Coast, but, you know, the breadbasket of the United States and the population is here. And it's about, you know, connecting those opportunities and connecting them on a scale where we optimize their chances for success.
Yeah, and we hear that all the time, Scott, from whether it's the Port Authority, the RGP, about our logistical advantage here. So, and you mentioned in an article in the news, in the Blade, about tangible results. You think this particular form may be able to produce tangible results quicker than the Chinese opportunities you had a couple of years ago. How come?
Yeah, well, for a number of different reasons. You know, we have much higher expectations. First and foremost, you know, the connectivity is a lot easier because culturally there's not that many differences really between the Italians and the Americans. You know, they do business in a similar format that we do business. They're much more educated about how business is done in the U.S. They have a system of laws that's very similar. And I think most importantly, I'd say at least 2/3 of the businesses that were here all speak English. So, you know, there's always something lost in translation when you have to duplicate every single word that's being said, and there's a lot of meaning that gets lost in translation as well. So for a lot of those reasons, it was, I think, just easier to connect.
Fewer roadblocks for sure. Gionata, so what did you take away from this week? What did the companies take away that you can tell us, yeah, we want to go back and do business here? What did you take away?
do you mean the name, or do you need what kind of sector?
Well, what are some of the things that companies in Italy saw in Toledo that said when they go back, they say, we want to do business in Toledo, Ohio?
Okay. In Italy, we have the horrible crisis, okay, and all the companies need to find the other way to introduce in the market, or other market to understand, to learn, and the USA is in the dream all Italian people, and I use this key with and in last September I organized with Scott a meeting. And in Italy, a tour in Italy, and we have visited a lot of company, and with him, it's very simple to organize to bring here the company, and the reason is a lot. They want to make money, they want to know, they want to invest, but step by step, because they are scared about the market. They don't know the market. They need to help. For the legal help, fiscal help, and we have a terrible fiscal imposition in Italy. Here is very different.
Less red tape here, Scott?
Well, I think the business environment in Italy is very challenged. They have a much higher tax rate. They have multitudes of layers of tax across the board. So it's a struggle for businesses in Italy to be as productive as they could be somewhere else. So different from the Chinese. The Chinese, we're looking to move, capital and large amounts of wealth over here to invest. Italy's being driven, I think, by the challenging economic climate that they have over there.
Yeah.
That's
Europe in general.
Right? Europe in general. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of challenges.
Yeah. So you provide business help here, right? So an Italian company comes over and say, oh, we might want to set up a stake here. So you provide what?
Well, there's many different services we provide. Yeah. First and foremost, we help analyze their businesses for them to take a look and see what kind of opportunities really exist here. We don't want them to just show up and put on a show for 2.5 days. We want them to have some tangible opportunities and business people to connect with.
And that's what the public wants to see too.
That's what they want to see too. So we spend a lot of time vetting these companies out ahead of time. Most all these companies have websites. They're in English, so we could distribute that information to the local businesses prior to the actual forum itself, which is what we did. Secondly, as part of the forum, actually before and after the 2.5-day forum, we have multitudes of individual business meetings that we're connecting them on. There were yesterday, today, so they can actually do the follow-up instead of just listening to the great things about the city. Okay, we like it here. Okay, how do we do business here? So we connect them with opportunities. We make available to them professional support if they need it, whether it be connecting with the right attorneys, lawyers, insurance companies. Some of these people came and spoke at the forum so they can learn about how they do business here. But most importantly is, product or service. We connect them with an end customer that they can have direct dialogue with to see if it makes sense for them to do business here.
Okay, and hence things can be expedited then, right? You provide the resources. And at least you hope.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these companies then can follow up individually without everyone having to go through us. At the China Forum, because of a lot of the things that we talked about earlier, the connectivity is a lot more difficult because you always have to have a translator with you. There's just a lot more detail for the connectivity over there. So you can follow up on things yourself. After we make a connection, people can start doing business themselves. They don't have to go through us all the time.
All right. What's the next step, Gionata? What's the next step for some of your companies that say, yeah, we're interested in being here?
The next step is, right now we are really tired because yesterday is done, the forum, and it's very difficult to answer this.
Okay.
Sorry, yes.
Okay.
All the guests is really satisfied about the forum, and before to leave, all the guests ask me to organize the private meeting with them for see the next step, if it's necessary to organize a other forum or to make other singular job. But really important, our kind of job is create almost to win. This is the word Scott used the first time I met him. And is amazing. I love this phrase, all must win.
There's actually some contract negotiations going on right now with some people that we put together.
Is it this manufacturing?
No, there's a firm that's looking to relocate a site here, and so we did. We spent a half a day last week actually showing some of the different sites. The RGP, compiled a list of financial incentives available for companies that are interested in moving their businesses here. So we went through that exercise even before the forum started. So, there's a lot of individual follow-up now that we're doing on a regular basis, to move some of those relationships forward. I'll probably be going back again in the fall as a part of the follow-up, but we work on this almost every day. Sure. We use Skype, we connect that way, we speak in English, and so any serious opportunities that were generated out of this, we have the capabilities to follow up on. We don't have to wait for another forum or for me to go to Italy. Okay. Yeah, it's happening now.
Could be a fast track. Well, we hope. We'll be watching, right? Yeah, we'll be watching. And best of luck, Gionata. Lazzaretti. Thank you so much for coming in. Hope you enjoyed your stay.
Thank you too.
In Toledo. Scott Prephan.
Hey,
good to see you again, Scott.
Good to be here.
And we will see you down the road.
All right. Sure. Thanks a lot.
We're going to be back on Conklin Company in just a minute.